Welcome to Hair Up, Bra Off podcast. We're here to be your new comfort fix with unfiltered conversations on random topics and gossip. As two women in their 30s, Catherine, who's been chronically single, and Sue, who is happily married with 2 cats. So take your bra off, throw your hair up, and let's get into it. And men, if you're listening, take notes. Welcome everyone to another fantastic episode of Hair Up, Bra Off. So today we're going to be discussing beauty regimen and how that changes as we get older, especially in our 30s, and how the standards are implemented and how the new standards shape beauty nowadays, and also get into how men and women's beauty regimen and standards are different.
And how expensive too, because it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it is a lot. And I think the first thing, I want to mention this before I forget, but as I've gotten older, obviously I look into more products that could help me in the anti-aging. I'm turning 34. And with TikTok, I swear to goodness gracious, it's constantly bombarding
wait, you're 34?
I'm 33 and a half.
That took a little bit to process.
I know, right?
You do not look 34 though.
Thank God. I probably, especially with my hair right now, I probably look younger. And that was my whole approach with this
kind of just stayed at that age.
But yeah, TikTok is constantly trying to sell me something. And I almost lost it today, or I think it was the other day, but it was a straw that this woman was showing off. And it's how you suck on the side of it like this instead of puckering your lips like this. And the reason why, she said, is to prevent lip wrinkles. And I was like, you have to be fucking kidding me. At this point, I'm clocking out. I'm headed somewhere far, because how is it that now I have to worry about my lip wrinkles based on the straw?
Also, there's so much more that you have to do with your lips, not just like suck on straws. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you use your lips for everything. Are you not talking, bitch? Mm-hmm. Like, what's happening? It's so weird.
And I think I've been finding that more and more annoying as I've gotten older. I think when I was younger, I used to think, oh, that's so quirky. I'll definitely use that when I age, when I'm in my 30s. But I'm 20 and I'm fun and I don't care. I love new products. But I just realized that they're constantly trying to sell us things to make us feel like we need to rewind. We need to halt our age.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now with TikTok being QVC, it's just always something in my face.
Yeah. And it's also like some products, I wouldn't be surprised, are meant to be like, for example, with Botox. They now talk about this like Botox starting early, whatever. Like I think, I don't care if it's like controversial. I think that's like a bullshit thing. Like I don't think it's rooted on anything other than try to sell you more Botox for the rest of your life. And people do it, right? So now they're like, you should start early because the wrinkles form, and so then this prevents the wrinkles. No, it does not, honey. Like now you just created someone that if they don't use Botox for 3 weeks, they're gonna look like they're 78.
And that's actually a really good point. Is I feel sometimes when you're trying too hard too soon to look ageless, it can kind of give this unrealistic approach or standard. Like you said, all of a sudden, just because I don't have Botox, I'm freaking out because I think that I look older. But in reality, you were always just fine. You're just making yourself feel
Maybe
crazy.
You would have aged a little bit slower even if you hadn't started so early. And I think that's like a toxic message too. I think that like telling people that they need to start Botox early is like very evil capitalist message. Same thing with I know a lot of people, because I'm Peruvian, that look very young, that haven't used a single product in their life. And their skin looks great. So what happened there? I mean, they didn't buy the products, you know? So, and it's not genetics. I almost feel like they're better off never doing anything excessive, just like washing their face and going to bed. It's the same thing with men. Like, look at men. They don't do anything and they're fine.
Yeah. I also think trying to maintain a certain standard can also be stressful. And with stress, obviously, comes more signs of aging.
Right. It's true.
And I think Botox started as, an anti-aging thing. And then now it's just this new market of, no, now you have to prevent it. It's all about preventative aging. It's not about anti-aging, it's
You
preventing
it's
aging.
the thing is you can't, like, prevent your skin from aging, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
we're going to age anyway. You're
Yeah.
not gonna look 20 for the rest of your life. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand because they're not even it's not like you're injecting this into your like, what creates your skin, you know?
Mhm.
You're, like, shocking your system with, like, a toxin.
Mhm.
And so just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. You're just sort of like masking it over for as long as you can.
Yeah. I
So,
think I've always wanted to try Botox, and I think it's something I will do in the next few years, but I'm also gonna be realistic about it,
but you
in
don't need
which
it. Like for what? You don't even have any lines.
I mean, just here and there, they call it an 11 or maybe my forehead. I know now I don't need it
You
because now
literally
I'm doing
have
pretty decent.
nothing in your forehead.
And all I say is no sun and sleep. That's the best anti-aging I can tell anyone. But
Yeah,
I always think doing anti-aging and being proactive is always good up until it puts you in a stressful state or if it consumes your mind too much.
all your money, all your financial
Or your money,
resources.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, my goal is to do what Kris Jenner did, which is save up all my money, and then by the time I'm 70, I'm just gonna walk out with a new face. I'm gonna save up all my money up and I probably have to start
That's
saving now.
that's actually my strategy too. I'm like, I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna do anything, and then 40 years from now, I'm gonna be like, who's this?
Oh my god, who is that her sister or is that her granddaughter?
Literally, no one's even gonna know who I am. I'm gonna do like everything together at 70 years old.
Amen. Side by side, one after
So
the
we
other.
can do it together if you want. We can just go to like the same surgeon, and I mean, by then they'll probably have like more advanced techniques and everything, so it'll be good,
Yep.
you know.
That's what I'm looking forward to is faster healing and faster results. And you
Yeah,
know what? We'll still have this podcast and then it'll be 30 years down and people are going to think it's the first episode because we're going to look
it's the
so
same
young.
one. I know. We're gonna look better than what we look right now.
Better. I love how we were
Better.
like, we're not about anti-aging or any of this. And now we're like, we're already looking forward to our plastic surgery. We're already looking forward to looking younger, guys.
That's what this podcast is about. We just change our minds every 5 minutes, and we
Yeah.
talk shit on the things that we do. But I think it's just more realistic to kind of say that we don't probably need it right now. We're just gonna like
Yeah.
wait until later.
And I've known people who, again, as I've gotten older, it's just so much to do with upkeep, whether it's my hair, health, nails, skin. It's just constantly adding something. And I've known people who have to schedule their Botox at every specific, like 2 months to the date in order to feel like they're at their ultimate. And I can't imagine adding something else like that and you not think it's not aging you. Does that make sense? It's almost
Yeah,
like sometimes I feel anti-aging can also age us just based off the
100
stress.
because you just have so much that you have to be thinking about that
Mhm.
in a way it's like preventing you from sleeping and like
Yep.
resting, which by like on its own thing, it's kind of like more stressful and makes you age
Yeah.
faster. So, no,
It's
totally.
what else
I
was
get
I
that.
and what else was I? I was just thinking something. I'm always thinking, but I never remember what I'm thinking, which is
I see.
wild
It's
because
just like sporadic. It's like stars in the night, like sporadic thoughts.
I'm like, who's in my head? Because I know I had a thought, but now it's not there. Where did she go?
You gotta catch it
I know. I need to
before it goes
hassle on
away.
to those thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me, oh my god, it's like I have to go to the eye doctor every 6 months now because I have big veins in my eyes and I might have glaucoma. I have to go to the gynecologist every 6 months because I have HPV. I have to go get my physical every year and I'm not even in my 40s. So imagine
Yeah.
adding freaking Botox and I can't. I'm already tired.
Yeah. It's just it's also I also do think I this is deviating a little bit, but
Mhm.
do you see the guy, what's his name? I'm forgetting, but he was free climbing, solo free climbing the
Mhm.
tower in a country.
Yes, his
Was
name's
it
Alex, I think.
like was it Japan?
I have no all I know is there was a building and it was
The
tall.
most recent one
Yeah, it
I
was on
think was
Netflix.
yes. And they interviewed him and he's like, I think it's good to kind of put yourself because he goes, when was the last time you were in physical danger, like in actual danger? And he says that like it's good to have something like that, like kind of do the climbing or do any more like extreme activities because then you actually have something to fear. We've talked about this in prior episodes. Because if you don't, then your brain starts creating fake fears. And
Okay, yeah.
I'm bringing it back to this, which is very true.
Okay.
He was like talking about how he hears people at the airport being like, "Oh my god, if we don't get in, like what about?" And he's just like, "You're in a controlled environment, like a heated or cool down environment with food everywhere, with places to sit."
Mhm.
He's like, "There really isn't any fear, but people are making it a fear." Anxiety is like a created fear in your like making things bigger, right, than what they really are.
Mhm.
And I have found that the more comfortable my life has gotten, the more anxiety I have had.
Mhm.
When I was a kid and I was in fear of getting run over by cars and or getting snatched off the streets, I didn't have anxiety. When I got home, I was
Mhm.
fine, you know? Because I'm like, those are real fears.
Yes.
Like terrorists are real fears. But then
Yes.
you like start just hanging out at your house and then you have all these thoughts that are not real. So anyway, it's kind of like the fear of getting of like not looking as good as you can. It's a fake fear. It's like getting into almost like the most fake fear that you could get into, if that makes sense. Like it's
Mhm.
the least possible in terms of like what's going to like kill you. You not looking like a baby face
Mhm.
wise when you're 35 is not going to is the least cause of death that you can have. You know what I mean? If anything, you're kind
Yeah.
of like putting stuff in your body that can like make you die younger. So
Yes.
yeah, all that's to say is just like I just listened to that video and I was like, that's so true. And I need to start doing just more physical things.
So run in traffic, get
So run in
kidnapped.
traffic. Maybe that's why I travel because it's like that, like those jitters I get when I travel alone and I don't know where I'm going and I don't know the
Mhm.
place and I don't know how to like figure things out. And it's like exciting to figure things out and it just makes
Yeah.
me calmer. I think everyone should seek things that kind of make them a little bit nervous because I think
Mm.
that it kind of creates this like thing that your brain can hold on to versus just like fake fear.
So on that note, I will say I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum because ever since I was young, when I was young and I didn't have anything to worry about, I had anxiety. When I was 7, I would be having panic attacks, and I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you why. There was nothing to be antsy
Right.
about. There was nothing to give me this grand fear, but I would have these atrocious fears and I would fixate on some. It would either be getting kidnapped or choking or getting in a car accident more where it will cripple me. And it kind of shows how sometimes the brain chemistry can be different between two different people. Like you, for instance, are more balanced in the anxiety and emotional sense. Where me, even as a kid, my anxiety, no matter what I did, no
Yeah.
matter what I tried to do or what was different, it's just always something inside of me. And so I understand the guy who does the climbing where he's like, you need to put yourself in that fearful mode to put your brain there because, you know, retrospect and looking at things differently. But in my mind and the way that I work, I'm like, anxiety lives here 24/7.
Mhm.
And putting myself in those situations, I think would only make it worse
But you
for
don't but
me.
see, but you don't know that. Maybe we should go hiking and,
Well,
like,
hiking's
maybe
different.
or, like okay, maybe we should do is, like, we should go skydiving with you, and
Yeah.
then after you do it, maybe
Yeah.
you'll feel less anxious. Who knows?
The people that I've known who have skydived have told me that it has done nothing but created more fear of heights.
Really?
They've said
I
it
mean,
wasn't that great.
I went skydiving, and I
But
think it was
again,
fine.
I think it's putting into perspective people's different brain and how one thinks and how
Or
someone
tolerance, yeah.
tolerance or not even tolerance, but how someone takes in anxiety, how their
Yeah.
body handles it.
I mean, to be fair, this man is insane. Like,
Yeah.
he is climbing a building with
Hmm.
no, like nothing, not even a
Yeah.
parachute. So he's definitely wired different. But I
Hmm.
do think that we all should do a little bit of like getting lost in the woods one time, like be in real like danger, fear, and see if that like shock therapy helps everything, like everything else get a little bit more like stable. You know, you come out of it like, okay, I'm less anxious or like whatever it
I
is.
I think it could definitely put things into perspective. I think it could help you maybe balance out your anxiety and your fears, especially when you realize you survived something that you never really even considered.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
as an anxiety girl, I can tell you we run different. So
Yeah.
chemically, like I'm very chemically imbalanced since day one, since day one. And I think my parents especially can attest to that because when I was younger, they would see the anxiety in me and they're like, "Why are you so stressed?"
Mm.
And then my brother's just lollygagging playing Pokemon, and I'm like, "I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
man.
Oh my god, I'm
Sounds
gonna
horrible.
die." I know. I used to when I had a babysitter, I made her take me across the street to the nurse so that she can take my pulse because I thought I was dying.
Oh my god.
And why? I have 0 clue why I used to be that way.
Yeah. And then you know what? Your brain can actually make the disease. Like, it's a true thing. Like, if you think something is happening, most likely your brain is like, let me just actually try to make it happen because it's crazy. No, literally. So you have to try to stay on like not that place mentally and just like think of other things because like what good does it do to you if you're just creating diseases? You know what I mean?
See, and I feel everyone interprets that information differently and handles it depending on their brain. But
Yeah.
if we can veer back onto the beauty standards now
Yeah.
that we're done with death and
Yeah.
fire and fear.
We got all the way to death. So now we
Mhm.
can come back. I think we can come back from that to be how did we get from beauty
Amen.
standards to death?
You
Well,
know,
fear of death
that can
is a
age you.
thing. It's a
Mhm.
driving force really for all of this that we're doing. And fear
Yep.
of aging, which technically is fear of death. So maybe that's why we were in the topic, you know.
And I will say, and this was something that I was thinking about, I feel anti-aging and beauty standards have reached a whole new level, especially with millennials and anyone younger because of social media and what we consume and who we see. And, you think about beauty standards, especially with women and how we say these unrealistic standards or unrealistic ways to look is all about like the patriarchy. They're the ones that want us to look a certain way, and men are so lucky they don't have to do anything. But in
Yeah.
reality, I feel a lot of women,
A
especially
lot of women.
Kardashians, have played a major role
Yeah,
in
totally.
what has shifted the beauty standards.
And I see people all the time. I'm not friends with these people because I think I meet them and I immediately not want to be friends with them. But I've been told in the past, like, oh, do you want to do something like with your face? Like they think they're helping. It's like
Mm,
do something about this thing or that thing or like, you know what I mean? Like you could figure out like the shape of your face a little bit more, like your nose, like your lips are
mm,
this. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like you live with your insecurity on your own. Stop trying to bring me to your insecure place with you. Like, put it away. I
yeah.
don't want to be a part of it. I don't need to be a part of it, and I'm fine. Life has worked
Who
out for
who
me just fine.
usually
So,
tells you that? Is that like a woman? Like
yeah,
us?
it's usually a
Okay.
woman. Yeah, but it's usually like in situations of like just when you're going out, and it's like it's not coming from a malicious place.
Yeah, yeah, of
But I just
course.
think that they don't understand how that has penetrated female society so much to the point where
Yep.
now a woman can look at another woman and if they feel comfortable enough, because for whatever reason, I make people feel like they can just tell me their deepest, darkest secrets. And so they just
Mhm.
tell me, they just feel comfortable to be like, you should, like try this. And I'm like, no, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try. But that's good though. Good for you. You keep spending your money and you
Mhm.
keep, like doing whatever makes you feel good, I guess. It's just not for me.
I just think that women, we become our own worst enemy in certain
Yeah.
ways when it becomes to upkeep and what we wanna maintain because especially someone who's in their 30s, you really start noticing the change and you start seeing things shift. So, you wanna look
Yeah.
into ways to kind of just keep the standard up, try to maintain yourself, and
Yeah.
it becomes over-consuming, especially when you look at people online like the Kardashians, where people don't realize the amount of money that they put into their looks and
I know.
what it takes to maintain it. And
Yeah.
so
It's a lot of money and we should really be as women investing that money, cuz
yep.
like it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Like none of it matters. You just look better I guess on in pictures and on social media, but
Mhm.
whoever if it's a man that likes you for that's not gonna last because there's always gonna be a shinier, better version of you with better
Mhm.
skin, with a better body.
Yeah.
So don't hold on to something that's not easy to hold on to by any means. I mean, like we're all
Mhm.
going to get older, so that's not a thing. So I think that people don't realize like if it's for that, that's the wrong reason. If you want to just like do it, I guess to look your best, that's good. But then you have to keep up this. Like I see people that are on social media that are always ready and like always, and you
Mhm.
kind of like take the mystery out of it. Like,
Yeah.
for example, look at us. Like you did your hair today. People are like,
Mhm.
damn, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like I put a little bit of eyeliner
Yes.
and then you're like, "Oh," like, you can look a little better, if you just, like, do a
Yeah.
few things. You kinda wanna start at the bottom and then go up from there. You don't wanna start, like, up and then only disappoint people all the time.
Yeah, no, I remember in high school before prom, I was like, I'm showing up like a hobo every day because when people see me when I'm all dolled up, I want them to be in shock. I'm gonna do the same
Shock.
thing at my wedding for like a month prior. I'm just gonna look like a Neanderthal. It's the day of the
Shock,
wedding.
baby.
People are just like, they can't even breathe.
Yeah,
They're just, I can't even, they'll be speechless like me right now. I'm already speechless at my wedding
exactly.
about how good I'm gonna
Exactly.
look. So,
I love I
and what else was I just thinking? Oh, okay. So one thing I've also noticed, and I will say this about a lot of females that I've noticed, especially those I hate to keep bringing it up, but like Kardashians and also JLo reminds me of this as well. But people don't realize what they do to keep up their looks. And
Mhm.
because they know they look desirable, then they try to sell some product that has nothing to do with why they look so good. And then they try to take our money because they know we want to aspire to that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
for example, I remember JLo came out with a skincare line, and she said the reason why she looks so good and youthful, her secret ingredient is olive oil. And that's why she looks so good at her age. Not because the treatments she does, not because she has probably the best dermatologist, not because she has all
Yeah,
these other means and ends to maintain herself. It is olive oil.
I
And
know.
then here we are.
Olive oil within her products are only, so you have to buy them in the products. It's not just regular olive oil. It's like the cool olive oil.
And then it's hell of expensive, and I just feel I started noticing that as I've gotten older because I look more into, like, wellness and wanting to maintain myself and be a little healthier, and I start catching a lot of these companies and a lot of times women who try to capitalize on that fear,
Yeah.
and every product that they try to sell you, I guarantee you it's not why they look young. Enough like, you don't even know I heard about this drug called have you heard of NAD? It's
No.
NAD. It's something that I heard Kendall Jenner talking about it, and it's an IV drug that these people take in order to maintain their youth. What is it?
That
Okay.
sounds scary.
It is a molecule involved in essential cellular processes like energy production, DNA repair, and metabolism. Levels of NAD naturally decline as we age, which is a reason it's become a longevity and wellness trend. And so basically, these celebrities pay a lot of money to get this injected in them to maintain their youth. And that is a real reason why they're looking better. But yet they'll turn around and try to sell us something and say, "No, this is why." I don't
Yeah.
like, I know Jennifer Lopez be like, "I don't drink the alcohol, no alcohol, that's why I look so young." And it's like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, you should do whatever makes you feel better, but also like this is getting excessive, man.
Yeah.
Like and it's also like one of those things where I was saying earlier, if you start injecting these like I guess whatever vitamins into your body, because once you start, you can never stop.
Mhm. That's the big one. It's once you start, you can't stop.
Because now your body's like used to these levels of whatever vitamins you're injecting and like, kind
Mhm.
of and so now this $1,000 procedure that you did once, you have to do it like every month or something.
Mhm.
So that's you have to be careful because maybe you were fine and maybe
Yeah.
your body was just like producing enough of whatever it needed to produce. But now that you gave it an easier, because your body, we're all lazy. We get used to
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I know that there's a heater now and I'm cold, I'm going to just turn on the heater. That's like learned
Mhm.
behavior. I used to
Yeah.
be able to be fine and like figure out ways of warming myself up without the heater. But now that there's a heater, I'm just going to turn it on. The body is the same way. It's
Mhm.
like I'm producing these cells, right? That I need to produce to kind of like continue to maintain myself. But if you're just giving it to me
Mhm.
and I just get used to it,
Yep.
okay. And then you might eliminate your body's natural ability to produce whatever it has to produce.
At my 30s and realizing what influences it
Yeah.
and the unrealistic standards that women, as our own worst enemies ourselves have created it.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, between hair care, nail care, skin care, body care, I'm exhausted,
Yeah.
and that's just to maintain it. I'm not even trying to gain anything more. I'm just trying not to lose my hair. I'm just trying to have like a normal monthly visit. I'm just trying my skin to look at least alive, you know?
Yeah. What's
And it's
ironic
just
is I feel like the one thing I don't never do is like I don't put any lotion on my body or anything.
mhm,
And my arms like the softest part of my entire body. And
mhm.
I've never done anything with them. They've just been and my legs the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is just like a PSA, like don't do anything and see what happens. You might be better off than trying all these different things.
No, yeah, and I wish as women we could all come together like a huge council and just say, "Okay, we're stopping this. We're stopping
Yeah.
this insanity. We're stopping with all the things you wanna do to yourselves, you know, the BBLs, the injections, the IV fluids, the filters, you know. If we create the new standard, then that will just be it, period."
And it's
You
like
know?
another full-time job. It like prevents you from sleeping, working, doing
Mhm.
other things that are more productive with, your time. Just can't be like
Yeah.
spending time like that.
Mhm. No.
Cooking, healthy meals, nourishing your body, like giving up on that and doing the other thing.
And you know what I just realized is I feel now, especially for the youth, the beauty standard has reached a level where you start seeing younger people doing more extreme things. And I say this because I remember when I was younger, I always said, "Oh, I kind of want to get veneers to make my teeth more bright and beautiful." But I never did it because it was never something that was really shown. Not a lot of people had it. There wasn't
Yeah.
social media where you would just see it readily available. Even with like I always wanted breast implants, but it was never something that was really advertised or I never got information easily. And I'm grateful because, again, we didn't have, how do I say this? Rewind. I feel my younger self got lucky because I grew up in the time where it wasn't just everywhere. Unlike now, you can just go on a TikTok, put in something, and you can find someone who's gotten it and try to convince
Yeah.
you to do it.
Right.
You like one video about veneers, and then all your videos are going to be about veneers. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you want to do it. You start seeing more and more people getting it. So now I want to do it. And so I
Yeah.
feel like younger people are making this drastic change that they don't realize is going to affect them when they get older.
That's true.
Like BBLs, I remember I wanted one so bad, and if younger me was now, I probably would have, but what people don't realize is, 1, how dangerous, but also one thing I've learned is that there's such thing as BBL stink. Have you heard that?
No.
Where okay, your body is an ecosystem. There's a reason why you're shaped the way that you are, the reason you have curves, holes, everything, because
Hmm.
your body needs to maintain. And when you take something like your butt and you make it an abnormal shape, all of a sudden it's going to start acting weird, especially when it comes to hygiene. And
Interesting.
women get these BBLs, and so it makes it harder for them to clean themselves, especially when
Mm,
they go to the bathroom and they have to wipe. Or they get such big BBLs that all of a sudden they're starting to sweat more down there.
mm.
And so an odor comes. And I kept seeing these TikToks about guys, especially in Atlanta, where they say they now swear off anyone who has a BBL because it smells so bad
Oh my
and how it
God.
can affect them. And so now every time I see someone with a BBL, I just think, oh my God, I hope they're maintaining their hygiene because it does seem like a lot. Like some of these women have huge butts, and I'm like, God, that must another thing to take care of.
I
And
know.
but yeah, you just start seeing all these drastic changes that I feel people who are younger are just going to start doing,
Yeah.
especially with veneers. Have you heard of veneer bra?
That doesn't sound right.
So veneers are basically a cap over your teeth, and sometimes food can get stuck underneath it, even if you brush it, and it can cause a really bad odor. Where again,
Yeah.
people say that they don't date anyone with veneers anymore because of the experience they've had in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that everything, social media makes everything worse. Is basically what I
Yeah.
was saying.
Yeah. You just have to like stay off social media, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm good,
Did we just solve the best anti-aging? Just stay off social media.
Stay
Just stay
off,
off. Don't even go.
uninstall TikTok, uninstall Instagram, and then see what
Well,
happens.
maybe just follow us. Let's not get ahead of
Yeah,
ourselves. Let's not
you're
get
right.
crazy, people,
But
okay?
they can also just follow us on YouTube and listen to us on Spotify.
That's true. That is true. I agree with that message.
I feel like the reason why this wasn't happening before was because none of us could see each other all the time on social media.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah.
it didn't matter. You would just like, no one would know, no one would see your face for years. And
Mhm.
then you'd see them years later. And like
Yep.
it didn't matter. And it didn't matter again. And people just lived like that for years
Mhm.
and years, and none of this mattered. And now the only reason why all these industries are thriving now is because of social media.
Mhm. The
It's because
well
of like how good you can look on a picture.
the wellness industry is just a vast cesspool because it's not regulated, and so the things that
Yeah.
people can get away with and the things they can try to sell you is insane. And that kind of brings me back to my first point, especially with TikTok and how every video now is about a product they're trying to sell you, and it becomes consuming. And so
Yeah.
it's too much.
It is. It is. So I think in conclusion,
But wait, one thing I did
but wait.
but wait, I mean, we've spoken vast and wide about everything, but one thing I will say is men have it so good when it
Mhm.
comes to just maintaining themselves and the
They don't even use
standards.
soap.
They no, they use soap, but it's like a 12 in 1. It does
I
hair, body, teeth,
watched
eyes, everything.
this video of a man that apparently thought that the hot water was strengthening him well, so he had no soap.
Oh my god, I did hear about that, yes. I
Yeah.
did hear that. That TikTok where the girl is like, "I kept going over and he never had soap." And he just
Yeah.
told me that he thinks the hot water is enough to clean his body. And you
No.
wanna know why? I'm wow, my brain is like, it's because men don't care.
Right.
They never cared and they never will, and so everyone else has to accept it. And I feel as
Yeah.
women, we need to start this new thing where we don't care. We're gonna shower ourselves with 1 in 12 shampoo and cleaner, and the
Yeah.
men will just have to accept it,
Yeah.
period. What are they gonna do?
Exactly.
What are they
What are
gonna
you gonna
do?
do?
And
I
again
never shave my legs.
mhm.
I never shave anything.
And that's where I have to remind myself, don't be your worst enemy. You know, being a woman is the greatest thing, but it's already enough of a job where remind yourself, don't be your worst enemy.
Yeah, no, you're so right because you can be the most critical person about yourself and you really should be your cheerleader, more than anything
Mhm.
else. So, it's a reframe the
Yeah.
way that you think and just kind of go into society like men go into society, which is just that's their
Mhm.
best form. This is how I'm presenting myself and there's nothing to improve. This is it. So,
What is the only thing I hear men complain about? My hair is thinning. My hair is
yeah.
thinning. That's the only thing. And it's like, babe, you can get a wig. You can
Yeah.
get a toupee, like, one and done. But it's
Yeah.
like over here, I have my hair that's also falling out. I need to maintain it at a length. I
Yeah.
I need to, like, worry about my monthly visitor, my hair care, skin care, makeup care, too many crevices. Ugh, ugh.
Yeah. I will tell you, I feel like Ryan probably like does like some more maintenance than like other men, but that's because
Mhm.
I got married a white girl. So that's like a little bit different. I probably do like less before bed than he does. We have
Mhm.
like basically like very different nighhtime routines, but that's like not a lot of men are just like they do the bare minimum and they like barely shower and
Mhm.
yeah, go to bed. So I think that that's the message is just to like not is to number one, uninstall social media.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't let yourself get influenced
It will
by
age you. It will
it'll
age you.
actually, it will age you. That's why the Gen Zers are looking older
So true.
because they
And,
grew up with
yeah,
social media.
and it's like when you look at I remember when Love Island released the cast, and a lot of the girls looked much older because of all the work they got done. Because
Yeah,
again, at their age, it's just more common and it's more, what's the word? I don't wanna say marketed, it's like
more
it's advertised
commercialized.
more. Well, it's like the reason why they do it is because they see other people doing it, and if other people are doing it, then they wanna do it.
It's normalized.
And yeah, exactly, it's normalized that people their age get into all these things, and so
Yeah,
they look older.
yeah.
Yeah, but totally agree, that's why
So,
Gen Z, we're trying to help you out, like, this is
yeah,
we
trying to
figured
help
it
you out.
out. We figured it out.
I think that you just need to uninstall social media for a while, for 2 years.
Mhm.
See how that impacts your life.
Yep.
Maybe you'll look younger at the end of the 2 years and how you looked when you first had social media. So just try it out.
Mhm.
And don't put anything on you and then live your life like that and
Mhm.
surprise. Maybe you'll surprise yourself. So that's my advice to you.
Yeah. If a man can bathe with just hot water, you don't have to do anything. That's my new
And
life
he's
motto.
fine. There was a woman in his apartment,
And
which
at
is
the end of
how
the
we
day
found out about this.
Yep.
She was pretty too.
Yeah,
He
she
only used
was.
hot water.
Mm, Yep. Women, we're starting it now. We're slowly gonna start looking like cavemen and everyone will have to accept it.
Yeah.
Here he.
It's all about
That's it.
confidence, man. Everyone only cares about confidence, that's really what drives you through life. That's really what's
Mhm.
attractive about anybody or what's
Yeah.
interesting about anybody. It's the
Yeah.
level of confidence. And that's another thing that I feel like the more that you do, the more insecure you become, right? And it kind of
Mhm.
like shows. It's like your vibe. Now you're walking around thinking like, what I have to do? I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. So it's just like kind of killing your confidence at the same time. Just don't have to think about it.
Mhm. Agreed.
Be like my
100%.
parents said and just be like, get over it.
Very Hispanic way of thinking, get over it. You don't have
Just get
anxiety,
over it.
depression, you're just bored.
You're not
You
getting
don't have
old.
depressed.
Your skin looks amazing.
Exactly. You're not getting old, you're just bored and you're thinking about it. Okay?
Exactly. You don't need
So,
anything. You don't need veneers. You
mhm.
don't need like smelly butts.
No, no, no. And I think that's the other thing with Gen Z is that they become so consumed with doing these alterations that it's not until 10 years later where they realize, "Oh god, we're gonna look worse off."
Yes.
So,
We're gonna see the impact of this
have you seen
in a few years for
have you
sure.
seen lip fillers? People who dissolve their lip fillers after they got them really blown up ends up stretching out their skin on their lips, and so when they dissolve it, they have a much wrinklier mouth,
Ugh, that sounds
which
awful.
I remember I almost got lip filler, but I was too poor and it was too expensive. Thank the Lord being poor helps it. And I was like, thank God, because I almost did it.
Yeah,
And once again, once they dissolve it, you start seeing that the thing you did to make yourself feel better is now going to make you feel worse.
I know. It's not good.
Don't
It's not bueno, man. Just let your lips be lips. Like, doesn't matter.
agreed.
Think that's a good
Yeah.
place to end.
Thank you so much for being with us. And tell your friends, men, or enemies, we're not picky. Follow Hair Up, Bra Up everywhere you scroll. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.